Okay, an abrupt cut. We'll work on that one. What's up, people? Hold on, I must now provide my dog with her treat for being such a good patient girl. Daddy's not done streaming yet, so I'm gonna get started and give her a treat to keep her busy. What's up, people? Hey, are we gonna get some background audio going? Hopefully it's not too loud. Make sure it's quiet on my end, because I know it like blasts my speakers, but I want to know I'm hearing the same thing as you guys. Even need it lower than 3%. That's crazy. Okay, there we go. I need louder and I just can't think. Okay, so hey everyone. I've been talking about coming back and doing art streams again for quite a while, and now that Jovan and I have been doing games. Okay, awesome. Radical. Glad my audio is audible. Now that Jovan and I have been doing games again, and that's been really fun. But since I got partnered, I really want to make sure I'm streaming on my own a fair amount as well. And I love doing art streams. Those are always really fun, good vibes for me. So I figured today we could work on what would be like a reusable thumbnail for art streams. So kind of have a rough sketch with some ideas here. So yeah, we're gonna just kind of, I don't know, fuck around and have fun, see what it is. We got a Edward Elric here. Got a little Pikachu. I think this is gonna be a Patamon, although you can't really tell yet. Thought about having an Espeon here, but it might be too busy. And then I have Angelomon here with a little Momo flying next to her. So I'm gonna... Oh, cool. That's so awesome, Ben. There's actually a place that does art classes here in Austin that I've been thinking of taking just because, well, I feel like I have a pretty good idea of things like form and perspective and all of that. I know there are some areas around color where I don't have a lot of strengths, and I would really like to get some practice, and they have some like world-renowned artists. Well, that's what they say. I don't know if that's actually true, but they have some clearly somewhat accomplished artists teaching some really foundational things. And they also have how you say a sculpting class, which I love sculpture. I love 3D art. It's something I don't get to do enough because, in part, the materials that I like working with the most don't love the Texas heat. And they don't store well in the Texas heat. But I want to get some practice with it, and I've thought about looking at like some other things too, like some felt art. So, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe some stuff will come down the line that's like that. I kind of want to get a setup where I can have like a pointed down camera to do some like traditional art and not just digital, because while digital is definitely like the easiest to do on stream and stuff like that, it's super easy to just connect my iPad and like fire it off. I don't know. I'm gonna try out some different vibes. Yeah, oil and watercolor are great. One thing that I have that I've been wanting to learn how to use for ages has been uh hold on. I hate saying the name, but this brand it'll focus. Womp. Okay, it's not gonna focus. This is like the brand that a lot of older anime used to rely on for gouache paint. Gouache is basically like somewhere between an acrylic and a watercolor. They can get reactivated to be more watercolor-like, but then they behave a little bit more like acrylics generally. And this particular set of poster colors is like notoriously used by so many famous art studios. Like Ghibli, Studio Ghibli uses some of these poster colors. So I really want to get better at them, and that's part of why I want to take that art class, because then I think it'd be fun to do like a traditional painting stream or something like that. So yeah, but until then, I thought I'd work on like this little thumbnail and just it is funky stuff. I've tried playing with it before, and I don't have a lot of experience with watercolor. So one thing that I noticed was that it's spelled weird, don't worry. One thing that I noticed was I wanted to like wet the whole paper down and get like an entire background done first, because sometimes I think it's easier with like watercolors and stuff like that to have like a base layer color down first and then to kind of build on top of it. It creates like a more homogeneous look to the whole piece. Um, but if you don't have the right kind of paper, it really warps it to get the whole thing wet. And so I just really have not gotten the hang of how to use gouache in a way that makes me happy. But I've seen some of the stuff people can do with it, and I just really, really want to learn. So, um, yeah, it's so cool. You can definitely do, and a lot of similar stuff with gouache if you just do like a whole wash over and then like take a tissue and kind of like wipe it away, then highlight it with some actual white. You can get some amazing, really cool looking, like almost realistic results. But anyway, so yeah, I figure these are some of the characters from some of the like franchises and anime and stuff like that that I like drawing the most. So that's kind of why I picked these characters for this thumbnail. Um, but yeah, we're gonna see how it works out. I think I'm gonna probably do another sketch layer on top of all this. Um, let me just get rid of that one. And then I'll do after that a like proper ink line layer. Um, so I've been using the iPad for like a year and a half, I would say. And I still don't feel like I have an amazing workflow with it. It's a lot better than it used to be, but I don't know. It's a little bit awkward sometimes. Um, and there's certain things that you can do in almost every other software that you can't do in Procreate. But the thing is, it's on the iPad and it's so convenient. Like I can do a project here and then I can go take it and work on it on the couch. You know what I mean? Downstairs. So I'm really attached to the iPad. The convenience of it is just crazy good. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep it sketchy for this first layer. I just want to get like some more clear form and shapes in here that will be easier to understand when I'm going in with an ink layer. But yeah, I'm glad I finally got the gumption to stream without depending on Javon to game with or something. Those have been really fun though. I've been really enjoying those streams, and I think he and I have such good synergy for like bouncing off each other and stuff, and we both like singing songs randomly, so hey, thanks for the 2 jewels. I still don't know what jewels do. I should probably learn that. Yeah, it does. Procreate is, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of strengths to the software. I really like the ability to like hold down an arc and then to like manipulate it like this. It's a really good feature that I wish they had this in other programs, but you know, you can't get it all in one place, unfortunately. So, but yeah, okay. We do have the dog up here, so if you hear any weird sounds, it's because the only way to get her to not be a major pest for more than like 30 minutes is to give her one of those lick balls. It's like a ball with a screw cap on it, and you put this like freeze-dried treat full of like peanut butter and beef broth in it, and they have to spend like forever just like licking it apart. But she really likes them and it keeps her calm, so I'm sure Matt will be in before long to come pick her up. And my apologies if you get vertigo for the way I whip this canvas around. There's certain motions that are so much easier for me to do consistently, and so it's just easier to get the canvas in the right position than to contort my arm. But also, if you're watching me on YouTube, please do consider going to Twitch, because Twitch, for some reason, the gods of Twitch smiled upon me and decided I should be a partner, despite that I don't technically meet their qualifications. I know they've been trying to get a lot more people streaming on Twitch now that competitors like Kick and Rumble and all that stuff are going, but definitely follow me there if you can. It's super, super helpful, so yeah. Oh, Ale, they're so good for your dogs, I promise. My dog is obsessed. She gets so excited when she knows she's about to get one. She often gets one when she comes up to my office with me. And so if I just say office, usually her ears perk up and she like gets all excited and starts running back and forth. Learn anything from 80s paperback fantasy, jewels are used to break the curse castle and save the buxom princess. That I have heard that before. Ben, maybe I should get like a Discord call up or something. I'm curious how you're doing and how you've been adjusting. I haven't heard from you in a while. That's partially my fault, but yeah, I think jewels are meant to be like the channel points equivalent on YouTube. I don't really know if they account for any real world monies or if they're just like a plaything for viewers. I really don't know. But yeah, there probably won't be any crazy screaming on stream today, like there has been the last few times. Gonna kind of hang. I thought about doing some like react content while I draw and stuff, but to be honest, I'm really trying to struggle with, or not trying to struggle, I'm really struggling with the way that content really demands a certain type of energy from creators that I am just really severely lacking. But like I still have so much creative energy left in me and like I want to keep making things, but I just don't want to keep making things in this narrow scope of like rage bait sort of whatever. And so I don't know if I want to do any kind of react stuff because it's like it feels very similar. You can't really do it without like entering this sort of space where you're like being pissed off at someone or judging someone or whatever. Awesome. I'm glad you guys like chill art streams. I will try to provide the good vibes for you. I have thought about doing like segments that are like not at all what I'm actually intending to say, but can kind of come off. Like I feel like I could frame it in that algorithmic way. Like obviously I still work at the line, but I'm not doing debate shows anymore. You're not seeing me on the shows. And I thought of doing like something that was like why I left the line. That would be like dramatic and silly, and then you'd immediately find out that no, I'm still at the line. I'm just not gonna be yelling at callers anymore. I think I want this character of me to be kind of wearing like a boxy tee. Hey, Jared Bear, thank you so much. Awesome, Goblin Toes with the Prime subscription. I love you. You're so awesome. Thanks. Not I love you. I gotta learn not to say that. I mean that in a totally platonic way. I appreciate you deeply is what I'm trying to convey. Genuinely, it helps so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, I totally get that. I do like to watch other people's process too. I can't tell you how many times I've watched somebody use a program that I've been in for like many, many years and seen them do something and be like, no way. That's been there the whole time. I've been struggling for literally no reason. Crazy. But yeah, still trying to figure out why Twitch was like, I mean, so I linked the line in my channel for a while because I wasn't doing YouTube content, but I was streaming back in the day. And so I do wonder if it had something to do with that. But it was so crazy. They're I think they also pushed Forrest Valkyrie through, even though he doesn't do Twitch streams. Very weird. Yeah. You know, it's so funny because Katie went through kind of a similar thing that I am going through like ages ago, and now she's not here anymore. Or, you know, she still does stuff, but just not in the debate space. And I get it. I mean, I got it back when she left, like, but I get it a little bit more deeply now. I was going through a period of time at the end of last year where I was talking to my therapist a lot about, just the nature of the job and how stressful it is and mentally exhausting it is to have to be in this like overly engaged, overly enraged space all the time. It's just I don't know, so toxic. Um my illustration reminds you of Mermaid Ari. I mean, it's meant to look more like me, but I guess Ari and I are both white girls with brunette hair and glasses, so the similarities are uncanny. Wish you kept up with drawing, writing to get that creative space. Hey, that's awesome though. I used to be big, big, big into music. I was into musical theater. I had a scholarship for it. Performing arts, guitar, all of that was my jam. And now I don't really do any of that and I just do drawing. So, I think you just kind of do what is accessible in your life. And I know for me, like I very much need a creative outlet. Uh keep me kind of sane. Like I don't know if it's about like expressing myself or what, but it fills a need that just nothing else really does for me. And I've been drawing like my whole life. I mean, yeah, that'd be kind of fun. I get nervous sometimes doing musical stuff now because oh, no go. Um because I was so good back in the day and now I'm so bad, but I know what I'm capable of doing and it's created this weird thing where I like don't like to engage with my musical side because I'm like, I know I'm capable of so much more and I'm not able to do that now. So, like, I'm not actually capable, but I used to be. And it's like this weird, frustrating thing. There's like a large gap between what I'm physically capable of doing now and what I know I was capable of at one point. So, irritating as hell. Yeah, right. Something about aging too definitely does that. Also, like voice training for speaking. I've talked about this before, but it made it where like while I just sound like this when talking now, like I don't have to put any active thought into it. Um it made it so I can't sing as the way I used to. It's really weird. It affected my voice in a bizarre way. I'm not like particularly straining or anything like that, but it's yeah, I don't know. It's a really bizarre issue that makes me really sad cuz singing was probably out of the musical theater and the performing arts stuff, singing was the one that was most important to me. And now I don't really get to do it that much. So, are you familiar with Joe Dirt? As it turns out, the monster truck in that movie named Mongoose is from Lansing, Michigan. I have no idea about any of that, Jer Bear, but um, yeah, right, creative stuff. Sometimes what I do can be creative, but a lot of the time it's just very like mechanical. Like I'm pulling the lever I'm meant to pull at the time I'm meant to pull it, and so it's nice to make sure I'm getting keeping my creative juices flowing. Um Obviously I still love like everyone at the line and I think the line is really important work, but yeah, just it's different these days what the algorithm wants. Um and we have a lot of people on our payroll, so we have like responsibilities and but all that's good too. I mean, it's honestly the most stable job I've ever had. Uh um Working hard producing. Hey, thanks. I mean, there's stuff that could be better for sure, but we really do the most we can with the demand that the algorithm has on content right now. It's crazy. Like I think people don't realize that even like creators who don't use like any AI or anything, like that's still AI is still affecting you because AI has created a demand for a volume of content that never existed before. Um, and it's like almost impossible for a lot of people to keep up without participating in some capacity. Like I'm pretty ethically opposed to AI in a like generative art sense, but yeah, like it's like almost impossible to get by in like a YouTube situation, feeding the algorithm as much as it wants without participating in some degree. Um, had to take a break from the call-in shows and political channels for like 2 years. Yeah, it's crazy. Here's the thing too, it's still so important, right? Like it's still like one of the most effective ways to like really bust down the door of someone's deconstruction, either politically or like religiously. Um, like it's really, really effective at not with the caller but with the viewers at causing them to ask questions they haven't asked before. And I think that's really beautiful. But people often think that like this is what atheism is or this is what the atheist community is, and it's like we are one very small part of somebody's entire journey. And it's I see the mistake people make all the time of like really putting like what we do at the line as like or any political debate show as like being like the whole thing. This is the leftist movement, this is the atheist movement, and it's like no, this is a tool that these movements have for convincing people that their ideas are worthwhile, but it's not like it really should not be the end all be all. Like you still have to figure out community and like resources and all those things yourself. Maple, come here. Hold on. Back up, sweetheart. You're getting into the computer. I don't want you to turn anything off, okay? Come here. You want to say hi to the people? Can I get you to come up here and say hi? Hold on. Let me put this down. Come here. Come here. Oh my goodness. This is my puppy. This is maple syrup. Oh yes, thank you so much. Can you go lay down? Did you like your lick ball? I know. It was good, huh? Lay down, Daddy will come get you soon. Yes, puppers. I hear you, Robin. They do provide a lot of community for a lot of lonely people who don't have resources. But I do worry that sometimes like for people who are agoraphobic, and this isn't a diss, I have agoraphobic tendencies myself. I think it's a really big mistake to lock yourself in to engaging with community on only this way. Because I really think it warps your perspective about how people really are, how people are really engaging with these issues. Like, again, it's a super useful tool for deconstruction and all that stuff. But yeah, I think it's a mistake to like raise it up on like a pedestal as like more than that. Um yeah. I don't know. That's why we partner with organizations like RFR at the line, you know? Like we can't be your only resource for community. So it's like really incumbent on us to make sure that there are resources out there that can connect you with community and people and all that stuff. Um, down a little more. I hear you. And that's totally valid. I understand that for a lot of people, like that is all they really are able to access. And that's super important too. Um, it's just like, I don't know. You know, I hope people in the chat are at least able to like kind of have that for each other and be there for each other and all that. I just know like sometimes I think people feel like the hosts at the line are like their only community, and I'm like people in your community are people who are gonna like get you a gift for your birthday, you know? And people who don't know you aren't gonna do that. Like don't know you like, you know, on a deeply personal level. Um Thanks, Jerber. I appreciate it. Hey, Matthew, what's up? If you guys are coming in on YouTube, please do consider checking out Twitch. It really helps me a ton, and I would love to have you over there. Give me a follow. If you've got a little extra cash, you want to give me a sub on Twitch, I would be uber grateful. But I'm really glad we're going to be building up a lot more stuff here, though, with Jovan and I doing games and stuff, because that's been an awesome vibe. I know so many of you from the line come over, and a lot of people have been telling me they really enjoyed getting to engage with the community in a way that's not related at all to the debates and all of that stuff, because it gets to be a lot. You know, not everyone can be in like ready to fight mode all the time. I think I would even argue it's not healthy. Having your cortisol levels at like maximum capacity most of the day. It's been a lot of fun for me too. It's like I've always wanted to do like gaming stuff online, but never had like just a really good opportunity to do it. And uh, like I said, Javon and I are just always on the same wavelength. We get a lot of the same references. We make a lot of the same jokes. We both sing songs that are vaguely related to whatever the person just recently said all the time, which is always really good. I mean, I kind of do that all the time. Matt does that with me too, but it's nice to have a friend who does that kind of stuff, you know? Little thinking tongue kind of thing going on there. I don't know. For me. But maybe I'll start opening these up where I can have like friends on Discord popping in to say hi or something, because yeah, I don't want to do React content, but I like making this space more of like a community engagement oriented. I don't know if you're a theater kid, but I feel like you match this theater kid energy. Oh, Irreverent Hippie. I was just explaining earlier, I had a scholarship for musical theater when I went to college. I dropped out because I was really bad at dance, and the dance coach told me I would never make it because I was so bad. And it was like deeply traumatizing to me. It was also like I came from an era or like an energy where it was very community theater focused, right? Like we were a family, we were all building a project together. It was very fun. And I was now realizing that that's not what the artistic world was. Like the artistic world was very cutthroat, very ruthless. Everyone is working all day and night to hone their craft, to hope that they're one of the few that are selected to like kind of rise above the rest. And that's awesome. Like I admire people who work that hard. My best friends in the entire world, I met them in that program. They graduated in that program and they're still doing musical theater to this day. But yes, I am a theater kid in my bones, for sure. Like as an identity marker, I am a theater kid. Oh, she was awful. It was so funny though. At the time I was still presenting as a boy, and I really just wanted to fuck with her. So I would lie to her all the time about like me being sick or not well or in pain. And I did for my final Only Girl in the World, a remix to it. It was so funny. Yeah, I mean, we're building up the line a lot right now, but you guys have to realize that we produce so much content. Like a absolutely redonkulous amount of content, and it would be like really crazy to add too many new projects on our thing right now. And I think we're also pretty singularly focused on things like midterms and 2028 as like the most important thing because we're fighting fascism. For me, I moved away from debate content because like I said, it was becoming like too much on me, but um I still think it makes sense that the line is pretty focused on these singular goals, you know? Like we have just such an important mission. I think it's really important that we stay on task. But I hear you. I think it would be cool to have something like that, and maybe that's something that like Javon and I can build or something on the side. Because I do like inviting people. Like Matt joined us for Big Walk yesterday when we were playing that, and I love having more people from the line doing games and hanging out because I do think it's important to have that sort of community oriented space. So yeah, thank you so much. Honestly, I feel like this is more authentic to me. I was ramping up my combative energy, not to be like fake or whatever, but to like meet callers where they're at because those people came in so crazy and so dishonest and so angry all the time that I feel like you have to put them in their place. You can't just let it sit there. And it was cathartic for a while, but then it just started to eat away at me. So, well, Kelly Katz, I don't know much about you, just on your name. We tend to work pretty exclusively with creators who already have a relatively substantial platform. It doesn't have to be huge, but um, yeah, we don't want to be in the business of like making careers for people. We have had people on the team in the past who had smaller platforms outside of the line, but as of right now, we really only work with creators who kind of already have something going on. Um, if that applies to you, you can send like any accounts you have to contact at qanaline.com. But um, yeah, um, yeah, I don't know. We're not just like in the in the process of like interviewing people and like hiring them to be on shows. You know what I mean? Like we look at people who are like already kind of doing it. Okay, hold on. I need a reference here for Patamon because I don't remember off the top of my head what my little boy looks like. Here we go. I know he's got these kind of pudgy cheeks. Um, yeah. Well, you know, like I said, feel free to send your stuff in, and we'll probably take a look at it. But um, we're getting people on who are less debate oriented for like political stuff, like the podcast and all that. But uh, hmm, be a little more sketchy with this. Hey, bouncing cow, what's up? Tsukaimon and make it orange instead of purple. What? Tsukaimon. Oh my god, wow. Went right over my head. How did I not see that coming? Um, ha ha ha, yes. Okay, no, that doesn't look right either. I also do this thing. One problem with the iPad is I have a tendency to zoom way in when I'm working on something. And then I zoom out and I'm like, wow, that looks way ugly. Uh, Zoomed out. I was not at NanoCon, Kelly. I wanted to be, but I had just recovered from surgery, and so it was not really a good time for me to, or good timing for me. I had a fine time in recovery, but it just didn't make any sense for me to go out uh on like a big trip, and I was gonna have to drive, and it's a really, really long drive from Austin. So yeah, it just didn't make any sense. Yes, evil Patamon. I see that now. Can draw flies. Yeah. I don't know. I draw a pretty mean fly. Um, his back legs are not. They don't really have legs. They're just kind of like the feet protrude out of the back. And let's do little one of these. I got it folded up. I don't want to say her name because then she's gonna perk up, but she finally just laid down again. The puppo. She's been wandering around a little restlessly. We put her outside for a lot of the day because she gets really antsy and she seems to like it. Like on days we don't intend to put her out, she scratches at the back door. To like go back out there. She's got a spot she likes to lay in the mornings. That's nice and warm. When she comes in after that, she's like so eager to just zonk and sleep in the air-conditioned house. There we go. Now those eyes are starting to look a little more right. Still not quite there though. I'll give it a little flipperoonie. You know, some people just flip and they look at it flipped and they go back, but I find that I get better results if I actually like work on it flipped. It's like, I don't know, I just don't have good enough memory to like maintain what was like, translate what was wrong with it. Oh. Okay. Be like a little too wide. Oop. Haha. Who loves drawing on the wrong layer? Gotta get a bingo card for this chat. I know you guys do it for Takis and for Javon's channel. Her to stroll instead of walk because our dogs. Oh yeah. Oh, I had to be careful with that word actually. She hasn't been able to go on nearly as many because, yeah, so if you squeeze the pen, it brings up the mini menu, and I think I had to custom add the flip horizontal function to this quick menu, but that for me is a godsend to quickly checking my work. Yeah, if you squeeze the pen, it opens a quick menu. I think you set this in, let's see, preferences, gesture controls, quick menu, and then you can see I've got Apple Pencil Squeeze turned on down here. But you can have, like, you know, there's a bunch of different options you have for turning on those. Also, one thing it took me forever to figure out is, you know, if you don't know, you have, if you turn on drawing guide and go to edit drawing guide, not only do you get these little visual guides where you can, but you also get like a symmetry function where when you draw on one side, it does it symmetrical on the other. But yeah, this is super helpful. The perspective tool is really good too. If you tap, it'll add like perspective lines and you can do multiple. You can kind of get like dramatic angles and stuff like that and make sure that you're following perspective. But I don't need that right now. So turn that off. Like things like this, I'm realizing this doesn't kind of follow the curve of my character's face very well. Okay, that's probably good enough. This is still a sketch layer, so don't have to be too precious about it. Okay, let's work on Ed. Figured I'd do some of like the anime and cartoons and shows that I like the most. Still inspire me to draw the most. And if any of you saw the episode of Ratioed on Javon's channel where Jimmy cheated and won and I was clearly the shoo-in victor until Jimmy's cheat, I'm obsessed with Full Metal Alchemist. It's so good. I actually have this book on the shelf that is I have these for a couple of my favorite shows. I have one for X-Men 97, for Dragon Ball, for Naruto. Just books about like the process the artists went through in creating these shows. And thank you. See, I think I was the winner too, but you know, see. It was a good one, Kelly. It was a good one. But yeah, I love looking at like their process and like what they were going through when they started writing their like book or whatever. No, this is not a green screen. These are all my my reptiles and yeah, or not all of them, some of them. And then I've got a bookshelf over in the corner that you guys can't really see. Full Metal was amazing, Aaron. It was, to be clear, Brotherhood specifically. But yes, so good. Okay, let's do this one on a new layer. No. His cheeks are a little bit more round. She draws them more round than I would expect. I know it's the whole plot line. No, I'm not gonna give you spoilers, or I'll give you spoiler warnings because anime's old hell. But the whole notion that he wasn't able to like grow properly because he was sustaining with him and his brother. So he does look appropriately young, but a lot of anime and manga artists draw their characters very pointy and spiky, especially the boys. And usually part of my process, like I'm kind of taking it easy and slow so I can chat with you guys here, but I will usually do a sketch layer and then I'll do another sketch layer on top that's a little bit more detailed and refined, and then, you know, making some final decisions about certain detail work. And then usually I'll go over that with an ink layer. Wow, this eye looks so fucked up on Patamon. I can't just sit here and look at it. I'm sorry. Hold on. It's gonna end up in like almost the same place, I'm sure, but okay, that's a little bit better. Yeah, so then after that I do an inking layer, and usually after that I will do flat grays behind the inking layer, and then I'll use clipping masks on top of that to add each layer of color, um, including like a layer of shading and a layer of highlighting and all that stuff. Um, I don't know if the Animaniacs counts as anime, but the internet did also think that Cory in the House counted as an anime, so, you know, your mileage may vary. I've always been a big fan of animation. From American animation to anime, I am really, really a big fan. I watch a lot, and it's honestly like something I find frustrating is a lot of people, you know, want to critique the plot because most of these shows are made for kids, and so they're obviously not like the most um subversive or uh like you're not getting your mind blown from like new ideas from the plot of most of these shows. But it does happen sometimes. Like Avatar, I think was really trailblazing in that way. Um but yeah, for me it's really just like I think the world building is just kind of unlimited compared to if you're doing like CGI or like, you know, doing live action or whatever. The what you can do in animation is just so much more impressive, and I can't animate, I can only draw. So I would say that Last Airbender is an anime. um I guess if you want to be like super technical, like anime means Japanese animation, but it's very obviously and explicitly, as stated by the developers, inspired by Japanese anime. So I think to say it's not anime because it wasn't made in Japan is kind of dumb. Um, I was really excited for the Avatar movie, and I actually really loved it. I have a lot of thoughts about the new Avatar movie. Obviously, Larry Ellison and Paramount can go suck the sweaty fart out of butthole of a line cook. Like I have no sympathies for them. How they approached releasing this movie was downright like just awful. And it flopped because of their actions. But that said, I think the animation was insanely good. Like some of the best I've ever seen for an animated film. Hasn't moved me the way this film did since like Studio Ghibli movies when I was a kid. Um, I will say, no spoilers, even if they're, you know, they've been all over the internet. The plot sucked, in my opinion, but I was willing to ignore that because the animation was incredible, like 10 out of 10. The only criticism I possibly have for the animation, which I think a lot of people have rightly pointed out, was that they kind of erased some of the ethnic features of characters like Katara. She had more of like a flat, wide nose in the original anime, and they gave her this like very perky Hollywood button nose in this film, which was kind of like, did we really need to do that? Like I realized like every anime gives you the you know, this nose here where you've got like your, you know, this kind of thing going on. Um but Katara had like a more ethnic nose, and so I think it is kind of sad that they got rid of that. Um that said, the animation itself was incredible. I don't know if it's because of what happened that they got like more permission for the artists to post their work online. So many of the artists were posting so much of their work, and it was just out insanely good. Like the level of detail that went into every single frame was just impeccable. And yeah, I have nothing but positive things to say about the animation itself. It was truly quality work. Um Yeah, there were small differences in how they drew the characters. Obviously, like everyone was doing like thirsty fan art of like Sokka and Zuko after because they made their glow ups insane. Also, one thing that did bother me, I will say about the character design, I preferred Aang's character design in this movie to previous adult Aangs we've seen. But when you look at Season 1, Legend of Korra Aang, and from the spirit world, the flashback version of that Aang, and then this Aang, they are different people. Like, that man does not grow up to look like that. In Korra, they chatified the fuck out of Aang. It's really weird. But like, I saw some people talking about how, like, adult Aang would have looked way more like Monk Gyatso. But for some reason, they made him look like this white Chad. It's very bizarre. I don't know. I know they're trying to give him this, like, muscly superhero sort of aesthetic, but I think it was kind of lost in translation, to be honest. Um... One of these going on. They just really hint at a very subtle triangle. Okay, no, his lips are way too high up. Hold on. I had it right in the sketch. More down here. The hair I was struggling to figure out from this angle in the sketch. I do think I need to go more this. Also, Fuzzy, I'm ignoring that you said you like FMA03. That's something that somebody who is deep on a bender says. I'm really sorry for your situation. Just kidding. I will say, one thing that I do think is cool that O3 did was part of the ending, where on the other side of the door was, like, the real world. That was kind of a cool concept, but I definitely vastly prefer our Brotherhood. Yeah, Adult Aang and Korra was not playful. Okay, that's true of the Netflix show, though, too. They completely, like, I don't know why they did what they did to him in the Netflix show. I was... It's one of those things where I feel bad, because the instinct is to, like, blame, like, the writing and stuff like that, and I do think that's part of it. But generally speaking, I don't think it's the artist's fault. Like, I think the artist's hands are tied so much because they're getting all of this information, or, you know, all of these requirements from the major corporations that own these studios to be like, oh, you have to return value for our shareholders on this product, so do this very narrow thing so that we can make sure we get that. And, like, I'm sure they get their return, but the result is something that is, like, just so disgraceful to the original art, and it makes me sad. Last time you watched both was, like, 15 or 16 years old. Yeah, I get you. I actually just recently rewatched Brotherhood this year, and I think it holds up. Hey. I didn't feel like waiting for you to be done to start, so I just brought Maple in here. She had a lick ball.
Are you live?
Yes.
I saw in Steam it showed you away, and then I realized, oh, that doesn't tell me whether or not she's on Twitch.
It shows me away. No.
On Steam.
Oh, on Steam. I thought you said on stream.
No, on Steam it shows you
I was
away.
like, what?
So I was like, oh, she's not playing anything. And then I was like, but she could be drawing on.
Yeah, I think I have all my Steam settings to generally not show when I'm on, because...
It shows me.
Oh, okay.
I can see when you're playing games. I won, by the way.
Nice. You're...
I got 3 unlocks on the hardest character in Isaac.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
Ooh, you need a worm, buddy.
I gave him 2 today.
Did you?
Yeah.
All right.
I bet you he would take another one if you wanted to give him one.
Probably would, but I'd rather wait for tomorrow. How's your stream going?
Good. We're hanging out. We're chatting. I'm kind of working on, like, a thumbnail I'll be able to reuse for drawing streams.
Oh, you can stream from your tablet to the stream. That's boss.
Yeah, I got it plugged into a capture card. Yeah, we're just hanging out and chatting. Cat is saying hi. Wild Matt appeared.
Yep, you didn't need to hit me with a ball or nothing. Here I am. Oh wait, appearing is before you throw the ball.
We were talking about the new Avatar movie for a while, and some of the things they did right and wrong and all that stuff. I did see a game that I downloaded and I got ready that I kind of want to play, but
Is it two persons?
no. It's somebody made a remake of Pokemon Emerald on Unreal Engine and it looks really good. They're calling it Gamma Emerald. And I kind of want to play it. I want to see how far the early release takes us. But
This
let's
is the
see.
Pokeball for me.
What?
This is the Pokeball for me. It's got my initial.
Yes, it's got the M on it. My light up Master Ball. Okay, wait, hold on. Okay, yeah, I need a little. Oop. I got distracted.
I didn't mean to mess up your stream.
You did not mess up nothing.
Hi, Maple. What you doing?
Although I think Maple would vastly prefer to hang out with you than to be sitting here while I do this.
Not so sure. She seems to like it in here, and she's much better behaved in here.
Well, that's because I think I'm a little bit more strict, but
She's just laying there napping.
I would prefer if you took her off my hand.
Oh. Matt is a magician. He appears and vanishes at will. That's true. But Will's not around, so I'll appear and vanish at y'all.
Nice.
So we're doing a Pokemon thing tomorrow at like 1-ish?
Oh, yeah. I wasn't going to announce that on stream because people are weird, but yes. I thought you were talking about the game I was just talking about.
Yeah.
No, but you weren't.
I know.
Okay. Throwing me off.
Trying to do the right thing.
You are a lot more comfortable than I am talking about things like that on stream. Okay, let's is slanted. One thing I've noticed with all of my art is I do have a problem where I slant things super hard.
You just draw in italics.
It's partly because I always have my canvas rotated because it's easier for me to get my hand motions there, but then when I pull out of it, it's turn down the opacity on this a little more. That is a little better. I'll work on the flipped canvas for a little bit. But yeah.
You know, I don't think you've ever drawn
What?
me.
That's probably no. I've drawn you. One of our most famous shirts at the line is the drawing I did of you.
Wait, you drew the devil horn one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a. You put my beard on a devil thing. It looks great, but I mean, you're doing like you did a thing at Jovan that looks like Jovan as a cartoon.
You're getting jealous.
No, I just haven't seen you draw me as a cartoon.
I'm sure I'll draw you as a cartoon one day. We'll get you on a thumbnail or something.
Yes, I'll be. Oh man, I'm so sleepy.
Not get this right. I'm gonna move on to another character because I generally find that easiest if I maintain my flow. Here, we'll do the. My foot fell asleep. We'll do the Big Booba character next.
Big Booba character?
Big Booba. Angela Mon. Alright. Hey, Joji Pang. Catch me like one of your Japanese cartoons. Yes.
Alright, I will take the maple and I will go sit downstairs while you do stuff.
Okay.
Clearly ready. When's the last time she potty?
I started streaming an hour ago. It was just before that.
Got potty? I'm just looking at you.
She always has to go when she goes downstairs from up here, though. It's like a Pavlovian thing.
Alright, have fun.
Yay. Better than Ember. I thought you were an author. For real. It's been said. Let's see. Oh, I'm so glad you're enjoying it, Jared Bear. and transitory. Oh, my foot fell asleep. Hold on. Oh my god. I needed to come back. Oh, it feels like static. Oh my god. Good lord. Ugh. I have my Angelomon references up in the corner here. I want her to be like kind of like looking at Momo almost, even though you can't really see her eyes. Okay. This is going to be one of the most detailed characters in this little portrait. I'm going to try to keep her simple because it's not meant to be like a full fucking illustration, but you know, I want to keep most of her like key design details in. Angelomon was just always one of my absolute favorite Digimon. While I am a huge Pokemon fan, I have always said the Digimon anime vastly outclasses the Pokemon anime. Pokemon anime is just a way to like rabbit hole kids into Pokemon. The Digimon anime, that was written to be an anime. Like that, I mean, listen, I don't know the details from the creators on that one, but you can tell from the way the plot is written that there are actual stakes, there's an individual story, like, yeah, it's so good. Perfect trans character, started as an egg, became a cat girl, and finally ascended to being a woman. True. I'm crazy. That's crazy when you think these lines are smooth because I'm trying to be sketchy right now, but thank you. I appreciate the compliment. Hey, John Darwin. Also, for all you folks over there watching me on YouTube, please consider coming over to Twitch. Twitch has decided to smile upon me and grant me access to their partner program ahead of schedule. And so I would really like to build up my platform here. But of course, I'm going to be co-streaming to YouTube because YouTube's where all of y'all found me. Okay. I don't really have any good references for her flying in motion, and so I sometimes forget, like, okay, her hair and how it's gonna move. It's also so funny to me that so many of the humanoid Digimon have their eyes covered, but then they kind of stopped doing that for some of the newer ones, and I'm like, wait. Now it's weird that one of them has their eyes, like, visible. I think, is it like Lilithmon or something? Some of those characters have like their eyes visible, and I'm like, no, now it's weird. It wouldn't be weird if they all looked like superheroes that where you could see their eyes, but now there's just one, and now it's creepy. Oh, well, thank you. Yes, Billy Sipes will occasionally come by and drop me subs. Mostly just want to be building up like just the general size of the platform here, but that doesn't hurt. Right? Eyes covered is a power move. What's her name? Is it Venusmon? The one with the big yellow braid and she's wearing like a Greek like toga sort of. And it's like very obviously hugging her boobas. Because you know Digimon was written by like the horniest man alive. I actually don't even know how I can go about drawing this. I know YouTube and Twitch have like exceptions for showing certain things if it's for the purpose of art. But I want to be careful. I think her hair is going to be doing one of these. Also, one thing I thought about starting to stream, you guys, is I've been having so much fun playing Pokemon Champions. Um, I never was really into competitive, mostly because it was just so much work to get a team that was like viable at all. Like, you know, you'd have to go through like breeding or like hunting down like the right Pokemon or whatever, and it was just crazy amount of effort. But now with Pokemon Champions, the barrier to entry is so much lower, and I think it would be really fun to stream some ladder climbing. I'm currently like Ultra Ball 3, I think, in doubles, and I would really like to play that more. So I might stream some of that because, you know, I don't know too much about the meta yet. Like, I have some general ideas about like the kind of things that I've been seeing a lot of in like the lower ranks before I got to Ultra Ball, but uh I still have a lot to learn. For me right now, I think the things that I need to learn are, first of all, some of the less typical cores that you see in the meta. I just faced a team earlier that was Grimmsnarl, Gardevoir, and oh, who's the fire cat that's always in the meta? And Grimmsnarl would do light or reflect, and then would do parting shot, and then he would bring out the fire cat, and my team was all physical damage, so it basically would render my team completely useless. And I was like, wow, okay, that's a build I've never seen before. And so like learning how to like counter those things or working those sorts of like similar teams would just be really cool. Oh yeah, Yuli Pink. I got these from Warby Parker actually. They're not just black either. They've actually got like a tortoise shell kind of thing going on. Don't mind if they're dirty. My glasses are always dirty. In my family, my grandmother notoriously always had dirty glasses. So whenever we see somebody with dirty glasses, we call them Linda for my grandmother. Like, okay, Linda, here you go. Clean up your glasses. And I also notoriously always have dirty glasses. So I'm sure anyone who's watched Takis knows that, but I also wanted to be careful not to make her build too muscular because I know Javon and I talked to you guys about how he and I are working on potentially like a comic or something. I say potentially. No, that's what we're working on. And the female characters that I'm doing in that one are all quite muscular. And it's now like kind of become a habit. And I'm like, oh, Angelamon is very slender and feminine, so I have to not be too crazy about it. I love Warby Parker, okay? Look, their sunglasses are great, and it's relatively affordable. They've kind of gotten pricey now. Like, it's like they were the affordable option. They kind of pulled like an Amazon where they're like, oh, now that we've cornered the market. I also want to make sure I get the perspective right on. Their hands are going to be kind of back, so it's going to be getting quite a bit smaller. One of these kind of things. Yeah, okay, that's not too bad. It also tells me the boobas in the sketch were way too big. Goddamn. Aspirational, I should say. They were aspirational. Nope. I think let me start that album over. Background music. Okay. Booba too big, do not fall. Steak too juicy. Wait. Who loves muscular women like $400? Wait, is this a reference that I'm not getting? She does kind of have soft dom energy, I'm not gonna lie. If your comic contains the 7 sins, please note the criticism I said above. Oh, yeah, I get what you mean about the Seven Sins and FMA. I think, I mean, I don't know. They're, supposed to. Part of the idea was that they were like the summaries of the emotions in Father when he made them. Um, but that they weren't limited to that, right? Because I mean, the whole point was that greed overcame complete selfishness. In the end, greed started to uh want to help out the team. It wasn't just, it was what was this host name? Uh oh, I'm forgetting. Uh was it Ling? Okay, it was Ling. I was gonna say that, but I was like, man, if I'm wrong and I say that, I'm gonna look so dumb. That he started to like kind of believe Ling and like believe in what Ling's goals were and want to like aspire to do the right thing anyway. So I don't know. I think it was kind of cool that they were like created and told that they were just the Seven Sins, but that they like they aren't actually that, Um Joe Cat has a thing for big muscular women. Wait, who's Joe Cat? What am I missing? Is this like a streamer or something? Listen, I'm just kind of getting into the streamer verse, like understanding who people are and whatever. I wasn't really into Twitch for most, honestly. I didn't watch a lot myself, but I've been trying to watch more because I want to like know what people are doing here now that. Wait, Joe Cat, I like girls. This sounds familiar. Was this like a little kid or something? Like a viral meme or whatever? Needs to be more perspective on the top thing. It's gonna come down more because most of that booba is hidden behind. Also, I think that whole pad thing here needs to come over just a little bit. Actually, we're gonna distort it just a tad. Bring it in like that. Yeah, I definitely don't know this Joe Cat. Borrow 30-second animated video. Oh, wait, no, I have heard of this before. Wait. Oh, yes. Okay, I have seen this. Okay, he's doing, and it's to the beat of that song. Okay, gotcha. I follow the reference now. Yes, muscly girls are awesome. I love drawing muscly girls. But wasn't the character I was trying to draw. Okay, so Angelamon's left leg has the belt, and that's the one that's put forward, which actually visually works better for this piece. So that is awesome. Because I just kind of did the sketch, not really paying attention to her design. But it'll be a lot more visually satisfying if I can do some of the cool extra elements on the parts that are actually visible, because when you do a lot of foreshortening like this, a lot of stuff gets hidden, which is great as an artist when you're like, man, I'm really sick of drawing certain things, but it's actually going to start more like here. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Okay, and she's got like this big ring. I think that's like the Gatomon tail ring kind of on her left. Okay, wait, I'm seeing on some designs, it's switching which... Okay, this is part of the problem when you have these asymmetrical designs. So I feel like even some of the artists forget what is on what side. Okay, whatever. We're just gonna roll with it, you know? I think it's more visually interesting if the belts are on the side that she's got propped up here. Oh wait, hold on. That's not right. It's gotta be more like... more wide out here. Yeah, okay. That's good. Called him cringe and corny for being authentically excited about attraction and appreciation of women. That is some like Andrew Tate nastiness, okay? Women are incredible. Like the notion of like thin white women being like the only like valid kind of attractive women with giant boobs and tiny waists is so dumb. Muscly girls, thick girls, all kinds of features. Yes. Okay. Listen, you guys, I may only be 30, but you have to realize that I kind of give boomer. Sometimes I'm a little out of touch with things. You're gonna have to, like, assume that I don't know a lot of stuff. Greed in FMA became healthy greed. Yeah. Like, the greed he had was, like, I want the people I love to be as good as possible, which is, like, just humanism, bud. And then she's got this zipper kind of coming along this way. Oop. Okay. That's pretty good. And now how to do her wings in flight. I need to see if there's any shots of Angewwoman like mid-flight. Because I think her wings kind of like cat ears go like back. Like rather than like being... Oh, wow. What the hell just happened? Rather than being like splayed out like this, I think they kind of all go back together like this. But I just need to see some kind of reference to confirm. All the shots of her... Okay, this is one criticism I will say of the Digimon anime. Obviously, they relied on like half of their runtime being the transformation sequences that they reused over and over and over and over and over again, as well as the attack animations that they reused over and over and over and over and over again. Oh, some of the Digimon cards? Okay, let's see. And one Digimon card. Doesn't even have wings in this one I just found. I mean, we can kind of do whatever, to be honest. Like, it's not like there's like a wrong way to do it. She is just a cartoon character, but you know, I kind of want to try to get somewhat. I am not seeing a good reference. There's a lot of her, like, kind of stopping mid-flight, where her wings are, like, kind of just coming out of that pose, but I really wanna see something. I know in the show, they do shots where she's like oh, Angelmon is definitely probably one of my favorite Digimon. I also really loved the whole Guillaumon line. Uh, okay, if anyone has been watching the new Digimon, Beat Break, Geckomon's line, so cool. So cool. Uh, ooh, what happened? Bring it back. Sorry, I was idle for too long. Okay, here we go. This is a really good one. I'll use this reference. Okay. So the wings are kind of starting along this angle back here, so I got some of this going on. Wait, what? Ah, my leg keeps falling asleep. Oh my god. Thank you so much, Happy Zephyr. We're this is gonna be like my go-to thumb for drawing streams when we and my general approach to drawing wings, because these are always so detailed, obviously. Hey, Cabbage Spia, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. You are amazing. As I try to just kind of do the general shape first of the outer wing in sort of an arc. And the nice thing about Angelmon is her wings are layered in such a way that they're going to kind of cover each other up, so I don't have to worry about being too perfect with some of the details. And as they get, actually, I need to foreshorten them more, I think. As they go further back, they're going to layer up on each other more. And then for this side, they don't have to do nearly as much detail. We're going to do this wing's kind of facing the other way. Wait, no. Hold on. Okay, something like that. And then, okay, and luckily it doesn't look like the feathers on these wings are layered the way you'd typically expect. Actually, in the anime, I think they only really have feathers on, like, the top view. Like something like that. So, kinda... Okay, no, I don't really like that. Actually, we're gonna do more than they do here, but wait, oh shit. I went back too far. I wasn't looking where I was. Okay. Like that. And obviously we're gonna make these lines a lot cleaner when I come through with the final ink. I'll show you guys after. I'm gonna take a break here shortly. I'm gonna show you the one I worked up for the clip of Jovan and I for Chained Together. One of my favorite drawings I've done in a long time, honestly. It actually came out really, really clean. I have loved Digimon Storytime Stranger. I think it might be the best Digimon game. The only thing I don't like is like a lot of the overworld feels kind of useless. Like I don't know. Like I like when you're moving around and you're engaging in the battles between bosses and stuff like that, but the the stories when you're just like walking around the city doing missions and you're just going back and forth. I'm like, okay, this is mad boring, to be honest. Um, Although I haven't played Digimon Survive. Crazy story though, I played Digimon Up on release date, and because it was right when I was in recovery from surgery, I played so Ember, thank you so much for the Prime. That's so sweet of you. Um, I played Digimon Up, and I was actually like in the top 10 server wide for the PvE for like several weeks running. I was never able to break top 3, and it was all my guildmates were all in the top 3. But I was consistently getting like number 9 and number 8 and stuff like that. For like the APOC wall boss battles, and I got up to top 10 for PvP once, but I just wasn't really focusing on it. I had more fun doing the bosses and just kind of seeing how much damage I could generate. But yeah, those were really, really fun. Okay, I probably will have to do a Key Thief animation to be, or illustration, to be honest. But yeah, no, I was actually, a lot of people were hating on Digimon Up, and I get it because it does kind of suck. It was kind of an ass game, but I loved the what do you call it? The pixel art, and I was invested enough that I was trying to maintain my position on the leaderboards for a while, but as of just a couple days ago, I started getting into Pokemon Champions more, and that just took over. I was like, yeah, this is way more fun. Like, it's so dumb to even pretend that Digimon Up was actually any fun at all. I was just happy to be playing a Digimon game that was like on my phone that I could just hop on really quick. Okay. I will try working on some Momo while I just kind of want to get some of these sketches a little bit more cleaned up, and then I'll probably do some line art off stream, and then maybe next time I do an art stream, I'll do a lot of like the colors and all that kind of stuff. No, Digimon Up is not good. It's so bad. Honestly, I wouldn't recommend getting into it, and especially not now. You will never catch up to the people at the top of the leaderboards, even if you start today. Basically, the only way you could compete is if all the people on the top of the leaderboards drop out, which they might, to be honest. It is boring, but everyone in my guild was like really committed, so. Oh, it's very trash. Don't get me wrong, the pixel art is great. I really respect the people who worked on that game, but it's an idle game, so you're not actively participating in much. And the things that you are doing feel more like chores, really. And the primary mechanism by which you level up is by doing those daily chores and then engaging in this like gacha thing where, like you have like credits and you randomly get a list of potential like gear based on those credits. So okay, now that I flipped it, I haven't flipped it in a while. I forgot I was drawing in the other mode for so long. This whole side of the wings looks like ass, so we're gonna erase that. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. First thing. Okay. That's also bad. Wait, what? And we'll also be doing something like that. Okay. Work on the Momo here. That is not that big. Pull one of these. Give it. Luckily, his eyes are so big and round. It's like when you're looking at Momo because his face shape is so consistent. Loki on this one though. It kind of looks like he's ogling her boobas. Um, the Key Thief was really funny. I can't lie. And like, I thought the order that we did the key in was going to be really important. So when he started just slapping it into random things, I was like, oh my god. But that's part of why Javon and I have such good synergy on those games, because it's just funny. Yeah, I hear you, Sonic Boy. I mean, that's part of what I was talking about earlier with like why animation is rough and why like I have a lot of frustration over how the release of the Avatar movie was handled, because like so much of it is about corporations wanting to just be like, I thought the fans really loved this series. Why are they not returning my investment on this movie? And it's like, because it's about art. Like what we loved about it was the soul, for lack of a better term, of the original work. And when you have no regard for that, like, yeah, obviously, uh, it's gonna read through like how things work, but luckily they really let the animators go crazy on that movie. It was just so good. Like the effects animation, incredible. The character animation, the buildings. Some of the artists who they 3D modeled the buildings in like Blender or whatever, and then you will have a moving camera inside that 3D building, and then they'll 2D animate like the drawing over on top of, like, superimpose it in that space. And oh my god, some of the designs were just absolutely impeccable, and like the lighting work at the end, like, oh, just so good. But yeah, I hear you. Games are very similar. They run into the exact same problem, and it's really sad. And unfortunately, I don't really see an end to that in our current system. Like, now that they've realized gaming is like a multi-billion-dollar industry, like it's gonna just be almost impossible to have a game designed for the love of the art. Um, I need Momo references up. Okay. Oh my god. Now when you look up Momo, I don't just get Momo, I get the main pro tag from Don. That's like most of the results actually. Wait, hold on. Oh yeah, yeah. Momo from Avatar, please. The real Momo. No, I love Don. No hate. Yeah, I think a lot of indie games have been really impressive lately. That's why I was really excited to potentially try. Hey, thanks, Alwise. Thanks for being here. I was excited to potentially try that new game, Gamma Emerald, the remake of Pokemon Emerald that they did on Unreal Engine, because that is super, super interesting to me. But a lot of Pokemon has suffered from this, like, I don't know. There were so many things about Legends EA that I think were really, really good. Like I think they were showing people that like they can do some amazing real-time combat, but just so much of it is limited because Pokemon is such a controlled IP now. It's really sad, but I will say they're really hitting it with Champions for me. I think it's such a great change to what competitive Pokemon has been for the last, like, I don't know, 20 years. Well, I mean, it'd be kind of crazy if Power World lost that lawsuit though, because if you think about it, like, Monster Tamers was a genre called Monster Tamers. Well, I would argue Pokemon really set the tone for that, like, really made it what it is. People have been doing Monster Tamers since Pokemon came out. To suddenly pretend that because of Power World that other people can't. Like, I think Pokemon tried to go too broad. Like, I own the keeping monsters in a little device was like kind of, from my understanding, their approach to the lawsuit. And it's like, you no, you don't own that part. I'm sorry. You definitely own certain Pokemon designs, and I think that's why Palworld had to change some of their designs. Um, but to pretend that they own the idea of putting a little monster in a ball, like, sorry, you definitely do not. Um, did they get rid of storing them in a ball? Because I played Palworld at the 1.0 release, and you definitely put them in a ball. House spheres are like the whole thing. Uh, yeah, they had to revamp a bunch of designs because they very obviously just ripped off complete models like from the new Pokemon game. But also, Pokemon has been so controlling over their IP that they haven't been using their models well. All of like the new games, their idle animations look dead and lifeless. Like, people who want every Pokemon in the game, that's dumb to me. It's such a massive game, like, let them tell a story with a collection of Pokemon. I think that's fine. I just wish they would put a little bit more heart into how they conveyed things. Like, I don't need realistic looking trees or whatever. I just want like the idle animations, the overworld to be beautifully designed with intention, you know? I used to complain about the graphics on Twitter back when I was on Twitter, and I remember I used to get eaten by Pokemon fans being like, "Oh, you just want these hyper realistic trees," and I was like, "No, I really don't. That's not." Complaining that they've made poor choices is not the same as saying I need them to do things in a very specific way. Um, but you know, dumb people on Twitter is not a revolutionary concept, so. Um, uh, yeah, right, Twitter, why won't it die already? I've tried to go back a couple times, like, just to kinda, like, peek my head in the door and be like, "Hey, what's going on here?" And every time I'm like, "Oh god, how did I ever enjoy my time here? This is crazy." Um, okay, I think I meant to have him be more, yeah. Let's nope, that's not what I wanted. I do wish with the, sort of fixed curves that you can do in Procreate that they would be a little bit more customizable. It's like doing this curve is not obviously an ellipse, but it, yeah, they like really constrict the kind of shapes you could make. So that's fine. I can do a little bit of that. He had really short limbs there, and then like a really long forelimb. And he's got his little hands. Wing extends here. Next. There. And then there's one long interval between those two. Okay. Okay, I'm actually pretty happy with this Momo. All right. And too generic of an expression on that Patamon. Let's come back to it a little bit now. Kind of give it like a ooh. Like it's watching me draw, and it's like, oh, I like that. That's cool. That's what you guys are gonna be saying while you're watching. Hey, Mr. Ninja Leave, what's going on? You don't throw them out of the sphere to summon them, but don't you? I guess you don't throw the sphere, but they do kind of appear. Like you aim at the ground and they like are summoned there. I guess they just got rid of the animation of you throwing the ball. Is that what it was? Well, I hope they're adorable. That's supposed to be me. Let's see. Oh, not on the right layer. Wah, 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 wah. Okay, I'm getting a little bit bored of this sketch. I might have to move on soon. Obviously, I'm gonna do something in, like, Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator, probably, to make that little title. You can kind of come back to Ed for a minute, because I was looking at it and felt the urge to change it, so... Oh man, I cannot get that curve over the head. I'll have to look at some more references while I'm away after stream. Anyway, you guys get the idea of what's going to be going on here. I'll probably come back and do another iteration of this on the next art stream. Although I will tell you guys I'm going to be away for several days next week. So I won't be streaming. And then Jovan is gone for something the week after that. So we probably won't have as many game streams in the next like week and a half, 2 weeks, but we'll be right back at it. And I think we're going to start doing more ratio too over on Jovan's channel. So, okay. So they just got rid of the throwing the ball animation. That makes sense. Oh yeah. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. You know, art is, always been a passion. Get a little Pikachu up in here. Pikachu's not even close to my favorite Pokemon, but you know, I feel like it's the most iconic. That's what people know, so. Make sure I get his perspective right. I had him different in the first sketch, but I think it looks better if he's looking this way. Something like that. Got little claw hands there. Keep most of the pose similar though. It's funny with with Pokemon, I've drawn them so many times that I feel like I work a lot faster because I'm just way more confident about their designs. And if we start doing art streams of Javon and my comic that we're working on, I'm gonna wait till I have some really solid concepts laid down and like character sheets and everything, because I want to be able to draw those as confidently as I draw Pokemon. Okay. Well, we'll probably call it on the art part. I might play a little bit of that Pokemon Gamma Emerald though. I want to show you guys though before that real quick the honestly I would love to have a little mini tournament with Javon, maybe some of the line people. That'd be really cool. Wait, what the fuck? Nile Big Daddy? You've got about 5 seconds to explain why that's not creepy. Wait, why is it not appearing when I look on YouTube Studio? Did somebody moderate that? Sorry, somebody just sent the creepiest shot I've ever seen. So no, we're nowhere near finished. This is a story I've had kicking around in my head for ages, and I just got Javon on board like a couple months ago. We're doing concept art for the core characters right now. We're nowhere near that stage. For me, this is something I've had kicking around in my head for ages, and this is like my baby, my creative baby, and I really want to take my time to be so super satisfied with all of the core designs and all of the core world building principles before I even go into storyboarding. But I also think that's important because I'm pretty confident at like thumbnailing sketches and perspective and stuff like that. And so I think once I have those designs ironed out, I think it'll be really easy to storyboard, ink. I mean, it's gonna be time consuming, obviously, but it's not gonna be challenging. I'm not gonna be sitting there like figuring out how everything goes together. I would really like to do so much prep work so that when I'm ready to sit down and start storyboarding, it's super smooth. I'm gonna change the scene really quick so I can switch over. But then we're gonna go back to. This is the thumbnail I did for Javon and I from Chained Together. I just really like this piece. I thought it was so fun. It was really expressive, and I really feel like captured the energy of the episode. One thing I've been really trying to get into with my art lately too is conveying momentum and movement. And I feel like this really nails it. I don't know, the chain is flying in the great way, and wow, Crazy Cosmic Bunny, thank you for the raid. That's so fun. Genuinely, thank you so much. We're actually about to shift over, I think, and try out a Pokemon Gamma Emerald. But I was just showing off that we just did a gaming stream a few days ago with my friend Javon, and we were playing Chain together, and so I did this thumbnail for us and showing off to chat. Yeah, thanks for the raid though, I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know, it was really fun. I'm getting used to some of the effect brushes. I haven't really even dabbled, even though I've been in Procreate for like a really long time now. But yeah, I was gonna ink the whole thing too, but it kind of started to feel pointless. Like, I think all that really needed to be inked to convey the message was the faces, but Javon really liked it, so I was happy. When I'm sketching, I just use the Procreate brush, to be honest. Sometimes I did download a brush pack. I think it's the Free Comics brush. Or is it the Erica? Sometimes I'll use these ones, Erica Goobers, the Goobers brushes. Um, they're good for sketching, but really the Procreate brush is my go-to. And like I said, I layer my sketches. I'll use that one for the first one, turn it down to like 10% opacity, sketch again with a little bit more detail until I have like all the form and the perspective is really how I like it. And then I'll go in with inking and all that stuff after. You can actually see, I don't know if I can move this actually, so you can kind of see my process a little bit more. I'll show you my layers. So once I have the sketch, I'll show you guys the sketch on this one. This was the sketch. Once I had gone through all of its iterations that I needed. And then what I did was I create these gray backgrounds. And then what I do is I make clipping masks on top of that. And I make a ton of them. I make one for pretty much every color. Not necessarily, but for the most part. And the reason why I do that is if I am like, I want my character to have jeans, but I don't really like that blue. I can come in here once I do that and go to hue, saturation, and brightness and just tweak the color of the jeans until I find something that I really like. That just for me, that makes my process so I don't always have to be so precious with it when I'm going in, and then I can kind of, you know, work back and like tweak it until I am just so happy with where the colors are and all that stuff. So that's kind of my process. And then usually I'll have a layer of like, this is a layer that just adds like some flame kind of color dodging to the, or that's a soft light, sorry. And then I also usually have a shading layer, which I think is it this one? No, this one. Yeah, that's a multiply layer. I mean, it depends on what you're doing though, because sometimes I want to do more of a cell shaded look. And I might get more like each color gets their own shading layer if I do that, but oh my god, Crazy Cosmic Bunny, I do that all the time. When I was just doing my sketch earlier, I was doing that every time. Yes, this is Procreate, Larry the Tapeworm. Oh yeah, definitely make use of your layers. Like Crazy Cosmic Bunny just said, you run the risk of not realizing what layer you're on, but that is like the most quintessential digital art experience. And if you go through that, that just means you're, you know, a digital artist. But yeah, that's kind of my process for building these things. You can see like for the inking layer I did for Javon, that is literally all that's inked. I didn't ink anything else. Ooh. But yeah, other than that, it's the same process. I have like the flame reflection layer. The background, I did quite a bit of layering. Ooh, that's not what I wanted to do. Like this mountain's on one layer. And that's just so that I can add like a sort of fog in between, and that gives it a lot of depth and perspective. So it doesn't look like super flat or whatever. But yeah, I think I did this one when I'm just focused, I'm really in the zone, which is usually evenings. I think I did this in like a couple hours. So okay. What the fuck? Why is this person not showing up on my YouTube studio though? There's somebody creepy in the YouTube chat and I can't see them. Oh, here we go. How bizarre. Hold on, let me just make sure I issue a full hide them on my channel. Creepy. Why are you like that? I'm sure it's just like a 12-year-old who gets their rocks off by like thinking they're being funny, but there's nothing funny about that. Yeah, so I don't know. Let's I kind of want to check out the Gamma Emerald game. We're not going to play too much because I do have some other things to do, but let me see. I want to get it up here. And and then go to this scene. I want to get some game audio capture too. I don't have that in. Okay. And also bring this down because it's pretty loud. Hold on. Let me turn off the background sounds from the last one. And also, I want to change my mixer settings because audio is way louder in my headphones than it is for you guys. YouTube might have been auto-modding. I mean, they were very obviously saying the most explicitly heinous stuff in YouTube chat, so whatever. But okay. Let's see. Let me just change. Pull this down big time. Okay, yeah, I changed those things beforehand. So this is literally just a remake of Pokemon Emerald, but done using Unreal Engine, and it looks so pretty, and so I'm really excited to give this a shot. I think it'll be really fun. I don't know if I want to do... Okay, here's my problem. I don't really want to do a Nuzlocke, but it feels like content is always more enjoyed by you guys when I'm suffering. So, do we do a Nuzlocke? We'll see. This is early access. Wait, I actually don't know what the controls are. Wait, why are none of my... Did my keyboard die? That would be crazy timing if my keyboard just died. Oh, I think Matt has been cooking dinner because I just had an amazing smell waft upstairs. Hey, Violetta Xenomorph, thank you so much for the follow. Okay, yes, it was. My keyboard died. Things that are missing or incomplete because of early access. Pokemon moves learnable only reach up to level 30 across the Pokemon currently available. Yes. Guys, this looks so good. Yeah, C, X, and A and B, I think, are it. Okay, hold on. That's still so loud in my headphones, you guys. I realize it doesn't look like it's peaking very high on the levels for you, but it's blasting in my ears. Right? It's so good when it's stylistic, though. My name is Birch, but everyone calls me the Pokemon Professor. Mudkip! This is what we call a Pokemon. The world is widely inhabited by creatures known as Pokemon. We humans live alongside Pokemon at times as friendly playmates and at times as cooperative workmates. Hey, Aaron, thank you so much. We appreciate it. But despite our closeness, we don't know everything about Pokemon. In fact, there are many, many secrets surrounding Pokemon. To unravel Pokemon mysteries, I've been undertaking research. That's what I do. Oh, wait, one more thing, chat. I'm sorry to derail again. I just realized I want to change my stream. I actually don't know what category to put this in on Twitch because it's like a fan-made game. So it doesn't have like a pre-made category, you know what I mean? There is just general Pokemon, I think. Sure. Wait, this is puzzle. Is that right? All right. Okay, sorry, we're back. And you are? Am I a boy or a girl, chat? I don't know. Ask the internet. They have varied opinions on this topic. So it's Arden. Yes, yes it is. Ah, okay. You're Arden, who's moving to my hometown of Littleroot. I get it now. All right, are you ready? Oh, I'm ready, Birch. Put me in. I don't care about whatever the hell the rest you gotta say. Oh, look at this. It's such a good mix of 3D and 2D and like isometric. The art style is so good. Arden, we're here, honey. It must be tiring riding with our things in the moving truck. Yeah. Who the fuck puts their kid in the moving truck? That is like, I feel like you'd get arrested for child abuse if you did that in real life. Oh, okay. Hold on, chat. We've got our wait, can I do this from here? I think I can do this from here. Oh. Hey. All right. How do you like it? This is our new home. It has a quaint feel, but it seems to be an easy place to live, don't you think? And you get your own room, Arden. Let's go inside. Oh, I love this art style so much. It's so visually interesting to look at. I kind of wish they went more this direction than where they did. Like, I think Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl kind of went in a similar direction to this, but it wasn't, I don't know, it just didn't really work for me. But this very much works. Like, the pixel art is so much of what made Pokemon, like, really feel alive. And the 3D models, I feel like, have just really taken a lot of that life out. So it's cool to be back in this kind of environment. Do I have to set the clock like usual? Oh my god. I mean, I guess you can stand on your GameCube if you want. I don't know that that's a good idea, but picked up the starter kit. 5 Pokeballs. Okay. If this is a Nuzlocke, did I not just start it because I have Pokeballs? Uh-oh. Can I do polls from this like chat manager thing I've got? I want to see. No, I can't. I don't know, chat. Should I be doing Nuzlocke? Dad said, sorry, I can't be there. Yeah, you're never here, Dad. Go figure. Okay, don't need to set the clock. I can run already. Good. Arden, come quickly. Dad's gonna be on the television, guys. Yeah, he went out to get cigarettes and milk. And then he became the gym leader in a different city. And he's definitely not cheating on our mom. Professor Bitch is Dad's friend. Okay. Are we free to go now? Oh, it's so pretty. The way the trees fade out so you can still see everything is really cool. I would really like to know what the level editor looks like for this, because like the way these trees are, you know that they're facing like at a weird angle to be able to be seen. Don't be a jerk. I'm too late for that. Yeah, Mom definitely has nothing going on with Professor Birch for sure. Okay, Professor's out studying. I think we're supposed to go in here, right? Yeah. Whoa, did she just fly over the table? I looked away to take a drink. I have a son about the same age as you. Our son was excited about making a new friend. He's upstairs. Like how a new neighbor, Mom's like, yeah, just go upstairs. A different time. You saw him spawn in there. Hey, you, who are you? Oh, you're Arden, aren't you? Moved in next door, right? I didn't know you're a girl. Dad, Professor Birch, said that our new next door neighbor is a gym leader's kid, so I assumed you'd be a guy. Yeah, you can. Oh, wait, guys, suck my dick jokes are so much funnier now for me. Don't you have a Pokemon? Do you want me to go catch you one? Oh, eat shit, Brendan. Some other time, okay? Should we leave it where he is? He's kind of a dick. I don't think it's unethical to steal from people like that. Oh, yeah, whatever. Yes, if Matt was gay, which, like, true. Like, that's gonna hurt my feelings. Like, crazy. Wait, do I have to go here before I get to go, to the Route 1? No. He's away on field work. Yeah, okay, okay. Yada, yada, yada. I don't care. All right. Yeah, the suck my dick jokes land very differently. It's so funny to me. Oh no, you're getting chased by a Zigzagoon. Let's be real. If this was real, you would kick that sucker in the face. This would not be life-threatening. It's like a level 2 Zigzagoon. Come on, Professor Birch. Okay, now here's the question. Wait, how do I... No. Okay, and that's Mudkip, so this is Torchic. Okay, who do I pick? I mean... Swampert is really OP typing because he's not going to be weak to electric type moves. But he doesn't get that until he is his final evolution, right? I think you have to work pretty hard to have the final evolution by the time you get to the electric gym. So yeah, that was a joke that I did. Wow, okay, you've been around for a long time. Bigger than yours, and I'm still getting rid of it. And I finally followed through. I mean, I feel like, yeah, but Torchic is I'm so bored with. It is double weak against grass. And Sceptile's really cool, but it's kind of lame. If it gets Mega Evolving in this game, then that would be kind of cool. But the quad weakness would be probably a problem for if I was doing a Nuzlocke. I actually don't know the meta, to be honest. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. These trolls are realizing that I do content now. Wait. Why isn't it popping up? Hold on 1 second. Because I'm happy to just repeatedly mute these people over and over and over again. Although it's not popping up. Oh well, we'll worry about it later. I'm inclined to go with Mudkip, to be honest. It has some weaknesses, but I think we can account for those. And it's got really bulky stats, which means I think even with the quad weakness, it's probably got more survivability in the long run. Let's go with Mudkip. Oh, this battle scene is so good. I love the little chat bubble. Okay. Wait. This Zigzagoon doesn't count. Normally you don't get balls before this fight. So does this Zigzagoon count as my... No, static encounters are different. You can catch them, but they're not... Okay. That means we're going to want to catch it. Because then if we run into another one, we can get Dupe's Claws to not have to keep it, right? Wait, it's a male trainer avatar, I just realized. Transphobic ass game. I might kill it here. Whatever. I don't really care. Icky snakes. There's no such thing as an icky snake. Was in the tall grass when I got jumped. You saved me. Oh, I'm so honored to save you, Professor Birch. Hate crime, for sure. I guess you have your father's blood in your veins after all. Do I? Or maybe I'm just awesome because of me. Why does it have to be about him? Yes, let's give Mudkip a nickname. Swampy. That's what I used to call my Mudkip when I was a little kid. Yeah, sure. Whatever. I'll go see your fuck-ass little son. Okay, one thing that I'm noticing as a problem with this game is that if I'm running and I enter a new area and I'm holding shift, I have to take my hand off the shift key and press it again to begin running again. And similarly, if I'm walking and I'm in a chat and I have my finger on like the walk key, I have to pull it off and put it back on again to walk. So it's a little bit like not always picking up my inputs in situations where I would normally expect it to. But it's easy to navigate. It's not like a problem. That's fine. You don't have to like snakes, but don't call them icky. Snakes are a really important part of the ecosystem and the environment, and they're my pets. I love them. Okay, I can't hit it again without killing it. And this is my Nuzlocke encounter for this route, so... Better hope it catches. Oh, weird. It doesn't jiggle if it catches, if the count, the calculation is that you caught it, it just does it, okay? Totally understandable. Lots of people have phobias of snakes. I think it's one of the easier phobias to overcome, to be honest, because the most popular pet snake is literally like the most docile, like you have to try to get attacked by it for it to bite you. And even then it probably won't bite you. So I just found the developers in my algorithm today, actually. Sonic Boy. It's a newly developed fan game. Wow. First batch grass, okay. Oh, cool. Well, thanks for supporting. I gotta remember that Brendan has like a relatively difficult fight, if I remember correctly, for this first one. So I kind of want to over-prepare a little bit, because it'd be so embarrassing to get my ass handed to me. I think there's like an item in this. Normally there is, maybe not now. Okay. Being around snakes alleviated the fear I once had of them. Totally. Especially once you realize how most snakes are... So snakes are never aggressive. Like, objectively, they are never aggressive. They are defensive, and they are food motivated. Those are the only situations where you get bit or hurt by a snake ever. And I think once you understand snake behavior better, it's a lot easier to not be I too am defensive and food motivated, right? Understandable. It's a lot easier to not be afraid of them once you kind of understand where they're coming from. Oh. Is this a bug? It's not letting me click or interact with this chatbot, this text box. Oh no. Wait, let me double check that this isn't like an issue with my keyboard before I... Nope. Like we're, we are all connected and that's fine. So I don't really know what's going on. Oh. Okay. Now I'm wondering if one solution to one of these bugs. So, wow, it's nighttime. So last time, I couldn't interact with the window. I clicked out, and when I came back, I was able to click on stuff. So I'm wondering if it has never been about my keyboard, and it was actually about me clicking out of the window. So I'm gonna keep that in mind for... Yes, true. Early alpha build, save often. The game itself did use struggle. Actually, how do I open my menu to save? That is my question. Not enter. Control tab? Tab. Tab is the... Okay. I can access my PC. Okay. I like that. Cool. I don't like how quickly we rolled into nighttime because it's so dark. But I kind of like the day-night sequence. That's interesting. The art style is genuinely so good, though. One thing I love is when you see these maps with games like this, is that the characters are always at like this 45-degree angle with the plane. So I'm sure this looks so funny if you could look at it from any other perspective, but... Yes, heal my babies. Oh, I never gave Poochyena a nickname. I wonder if we've added access to the box at all times, like modern games. Am I also able to nickname my Pokemon? Yes. Okay. Let's name... Wait, is it a boy or a girl? It's a girl. We're gonna name it Maple after my dog. Okay, I can't use my keyboard, actually. I have to... Okay. Okay. I want to see what's up here. Like a trade. Whoa. Interesting. Okay. Oh, mystery gift. Is there a mystery gift code? I didn't check, actually. I feel like that's something a developer would do. Hey, Pepper Mouse. Thank you for the follow. Oh. Okay. There's a weird movement permission here in the Pokemon Center. That's me. Oh. Okay. To be honest, the last time it kind of forcibly pushed me in back onto the map, so I kind of thought that was gonna happen again. But is there a way to like hard reset the game? Oh, run plus R is soft reset. Okay. Let's try that again. Oh, my Pokemon are there. That's so cool. Wow, that was really funny. Okay. The shadows are a little funny, but I like it. If anyone knows if they do have like a mystery gift thing set up, let me know. Oh no. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Be patient, Arden. You have to wait for that window to go away on its own. Clicking the interact button doesn't make it go away, and in fact will trigger the next sequence. So that's a little annoying, but yes. Lead me around, Mr. Martman. Ooh. The Pokeballs falling on the screen is so cute. There are some that are active. Okay. Do I have a Pokemon Dream Team? Delibird. Buy a couple of these for our fight with Brendan. Well, my dream team wouldn't be like effective in a Pokemon battle, to be honest. So like Espeon is my all-time favorite Pokemon. Close second is Dragonite. I also really love Sprigatito. And the thing is, I don't want Sprigatito to ever evolve. Like, if I was to have one, I wouldn't be a good trainer because I would want it to stay the cute little weed cat its whole life. That's what's adorable about it. Try searching at the order your Pokemon could give you an advantage. Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Played the draft league for like VGC. Okay. Get our encounter for Route 103. We're also probably gonna want to switch Poochyena out front for some training. Oh, ooh, well, we might lose her though. Let's keep Swampy in for the encounter, but then we'll train Poochyena up a little bit. I don't hate how it looks. I even forget what it's called. Like Meowscarada, I think. Okay, that's dupes. But I just really prefer Sprigatito. It's so cute. I also love Celebi and Suicune. But that's because Pokemon Crystal was like the first game that my first ever Pokemon game was Yellow, but Crystal was the first one where I got to like pick my character and just has a way more special place in my heart. So Suicune and Celebi are really special to me. Well, we found an HM slave, guys, so that's fine. I wish we caught the static encounter. I don't know if we ever could catch it, though. Like, maybe it's locked where you can't ever catch it. Oh, hey, there's a female trainer now. I mean, yeah, if we're bringing it into real life, you can turn into anything, so... Mew gets you every Pokemon. Crystal is still, and like Soul Silver and Heart Gold, my favorite Pokemon games of all time. I've played them so many times, and I would be happy to play them again many, many times. Who are your favorite singles teams, Young Citrus? Because I've been playing doubles. I'm Ultra Ball 3 on doubles right now, and I don't know too much about the meta. Like, I know enough because I've gotten to Ultra Ball 3, obviously, but like, it's been interesting. I've had some teams that have been really effective, but then I'll run into a team that's like perfectly built to counter mine, and I'll just get completely stomped. I think my favorite cores right now, the ones everyone hates, are Wizard and Garchomp. I think is a really great lead. I've also been enjoying Wizard and Venusaur, especially if Venusaur is Chlorophyll, because then, you know, you get outspeed everything and you're setting up like putting everything to sleep. That's been a really fun strategy. But I want to play with some others. I have been enjoying Whimsicott setting up Tailwind with Prankster, but I don't think I have like a partner for Whimsicott that I'm like, oh, I love this combo. Sometimes when I run into a team that's too similar to mine, I'll like bringing I have a what is it? The Aerodactyl. I like to bring Aerodactyl on my team too to counter another Wizard. Wait. In singles, you draft 8 options to counteract all your team's weaknesses. Yeah, sure. I haven't played singles really. It's not been as much fun to me as doubles. The thing I like about doubles is you get utility out of so many moves that you just never get use out of in like mainline Pokemon games. Like obviously when you're playing a game like this, you're not using like Helping Hand, right? Like you can use Tailwind if you're playing like a really competitive ROM hack, but for the most part, Pokemon AI isn't that impressive. But it's fun to be able to be like, oh no, I have to pay a lot of attention to like who's got priority and like, am I controlling the speed and everything? And like, are my IVs set that I can like reliably know I can OHKO, you know, a Kingambit in this situation or whatever. It's been a fun journey to kind of like learn that. Oh my god, doing such little damage. I don't want to split the EXP with Swampy. I do like that they keep a little log of the battle here. That's really cool. I wish Pokemon did that. I'm probably gonna have to swamp anyway, aren't I? Yeah, I don't really want to risk it. Should have swapped earlier. I was gonna have to do it anyway. Oops. No. Oh. Oh, I see. It's like fantasy football, but for VGC. That's really cool, actually. Wait, so you're betting on like actual Pokemon species and not like a player? That might be interesting to me because I know the World's Championship is coming up at the end of this month. And it'll be the first one I've ever followed. I've never watched it before, but now I've been curious because I've been playing and I'm like, oh, I want to watch it this time and like learn from what the pros are doing. They'll drop information that's so useful, like even though you wouldn't expect it, like, oh, you know, Baskia Legion can OHKO this with Last Respects or whatever. Like, oh, thank you. I've got dinner and a puppy. Hello, thank you so much.
The puppy just followed me up. I'm taking her back down.
Okay.
Yeah, I made homemade soup and grilled cheese.
Thank you. It looks really good. Let me try this.
It's not great. We didn't have flavor bombs. We had some big beefsteak tomatoes instead.
It's not as good as your last one, but it's still really good.
Yep. Sweet.
Thank you.
I'm arguing with dummies.
Have fun.
There's a guy on Brady's wall that's trying to suggest that despite the fact that Joseph Schmidt is now a Christian and we all called his bad epistemology, that he was legitimately an atheist with good epistemology that led him to Christianity.
Of course.
And that there are atheists and agnostics that laugh at my broken, horrible epistemology. And I'm like, first of all, whether you're an atheist or agnostic doesn't impress me at all. You can be stupid as hell.
Also, honey, I have a question.
Yep.
How long have you been gay?
What, 5 years? And
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, that's at least when they start. Actually, that's not true because there were dudes who called me gay back when I was in the Navy. So if they were right,
oh, you were sucking you were sucking their dicks, probably.
I never engaged in any sort of sex activity. They just seem to detect it.
Okay.
But anyway, this dude like he types up this big long thing. He's like, "Let's just do it here, so there's a record of it." And I'm like, I'm not going to have a written debate with you on Brady's fucking wall. You can call the show. You can call me personally, like Joseph did, the guy who ended up agreeing with me, who you want to pretend doesn't. Maple, let's go. Maple, come.
I'm not gonna go too much longer.
All right.
But yeah, thank you for dinner. The Navy made me gay. That's what Dad thinks. I think the military does that to a lot of people. Okay, so you're drafting Pokemon in a point-based system, and then you're building using your 8 mods to try and predict what your opponent will bring. You pit your Pokemon against theirs each week through a season. Top 4 make playoffs usually. Is there what service are you using for this? Is it just called Draft League? I'm really curious. That sounds like a lot of fun. I'm not normally into that kind of thing, but if I ever was gonna do it for a Pokemon League, I think I would. Hopefully I'm not like over preparing for this battle. I just always remember this being like a surprisingly difficult battle against your fellow trainer or whatever. Why is it clicking both of those things? How strange. Well, let me tab out again, because that seems to fix a lot of things. Oh, it's in Pokemon Showdown. Wait, hold on. Can I just... Okay. Stick to those controls. They're more reliable. I was using my mouse. Brother, it's so slow. Wait, her name didn't change, didn't I? Oh, I did it before the game crashed before. Or before I fell through the world. Okay, this Poochyena has more speed EVs than I do, for sure. Damn it. I used the mouse controls and it, like, reset it. You can use official hardware, but breeding is very time consuming. Yeah, no, that's why I like Pokemon Champions, because you don't need to do any breeding. Like, it costs like victory points or whatever VP stands for in that game. But they're so easy to get that I don't really care. Like, I've come close to having no VP in Champions a couple times, but I never completely run out. So I'm just kind of like, whatever. Oops. I didn't heal before I started this battle. Also, I wish swap Pokemon would be at the top, but I guess that's not there because you might accidentally swap when you don't mean to, and you're just looking at their stats. I just keep doing the inverse, but I guess that's not as bad as accidentally swapping in when I didn't want to. Okay, I think if we get Poochyena to level 5... Hey, Calacia. Let's see. We get Poochyena to level 5. What are my... How much experience do I have on this one? Okay, we're close to level 7. Honestly, I don't think I'm ever going to use Zigzagoon, and Poochyena's not very useful for very long anyway. These are all pretty replaceable Pokemon. I think that'll be enough for me to try and take on Brendan. Honestly, I wish they'd get rid of mouse compatibility at all. I don't think it really adds anything to the game, and it kind of gets in the way more than anything else. Yeah, Calacia, thank you so much. We do have one weirdo who's been in chat, but I muted 2 of his accounts. I'm not too worried about it, though. Whatever. Yeah. Doing some art stuff. Now I'm just trying out this early alpha Pokemon game. That's been pretty cool. It also seemed like it was when I reset the entire game. I did that soft reset that the female trainer model popped up in the battle scene. So that had something to do with it. It must just default to the male one until it knows and it doesn't like do that check. after you start the game. I think it's still a really good project they have here, though. In spite of the bugs, I'm still having a fun time. Oh my god, we're actually gonna be able to kill something without swapping out. That's so amazing. Yeah, although, are we gonna get into the feminist discourse of male is default? I won't do it, but it's there, so you know. Okay, I'm also not seeing the experience bar grow in battle. It seems like it's popping up after or in the summary when I check it. But yeah, in the battle, it doesn't show, which is really annoying. Feminist rage for sure. Latios, Naval Rock, and Deoxys event, but like outside the Latios and Mew, other ones are available in Fire Red Leaf Green. Wait, did you say something earlier? Or I'd love the developer to add the event Pokemon. Yes. That would be really cool. I like that they're bringing that to the Switch editions of Fire Red Leaf Green. Okay, now I'm seeing the XP bar move. Oh, misters are going off. I think once we beat Brendan and we get all set up, I'll probably call it there for the stream. But I mean, I wouldn't mind if games more consistently had a female character option that was all that there was. Like if it was pretty equal. But considering it's like 80% of, I don't know what the real statistic are, but the vast majority of games where there's only one option, it's a boy. That's what's annoying to me. I'm like, come on. I mean, I bet I don't level off of this kill. I bet you I get really close and don't level. Is that a crit? That was a crit. Okay, I don't want to risk our Luciana here. Let's switch out to Swampy. Tomb Raider was a great one for sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, some of the most iconic games of all time, like Mario or Legend of Zelda and all those things, are primarily boy characters, right? So we did just get a Zelda title, didn't we? Wasn't it earlier last year there was that new Zelda game that was featuring Zelda? I forget. Yeah, the Wisdom game. I didn't play it actually. It did look kind of fun though. I probably would. I just haven't. I actually never played Dynasty Warriors, and I played the most recent one. It was pretty fun. I didn't really know about it. It's wait, no, I don't need to do that again. I'm not used to that, the way that chat interaction ends. You have to, ADHD causes me to like spam the button, you know, and that's not compatible with how this game works. So okay, let's also swap. I kind of wanted Swampy to go up a level. No. Hey, Quantum Chaos, what's up? Did somebody else's stream just end? Because a bunch of people just popped in here. Or, well, by a bunch, I mean Calacia and you. Echoes of Wisdom, yeah. It actually looked pretty good. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it looked pretty fun, but there's just been a lot of games from Nintendo in the last, like, couple years that have been, like, fun, but not worth $60 or $70. And that felt like another one of those same kind of games. The thing I liked about Dynasty Warriors was just killing mass mobs of people. Like, you can take out so many guys at one time. It was really cool. Oh, game controller compatible. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably think about that for the next time. All right. I do like that you see which stats get upgraded in the little menu there. I stumbled here drunkenly myself. Gotcha. A Sheik game would be really fun. I also want a Femboy Link game. The whole game is just Femboy Link. Okay, that's every Link game, true. Trans girls are creative and we multitask. The day-night cycle is a little too short for my personal preferences. I don't know if you'd want it much longer. I prefer a game when we're going to do something like this, where there's a longer time between night cycles and the night cycles are shorter overall. Okay, I'm a big Sonic fan, and I'm not gonna lie, I hated the Shadow the Hedgehog game. Kind of thought it was booty. Should we lead with Poochyena to be fodder just in case? Wait, when did I get all these moves? Oh no, that's cool. I get a learn set and I can swap them in. That's okay. That's kind of similar to the modern games, but I don't think you normally get this, like, this is what you'll get at this level. That makes it feel way more like an RPG, to be honest. That's really cool. I think we'll lead with Poochyena. And we'll swap. If we need to, like, fodder, we can throw Zigzagoon. When I get around to opening Femboy Hooters, I'll make sure Femboy Link costume is in rotation. Absolutely, of course. The game Planet Crafter has consumed my life. I don't even know. I've never even heard of it. Oh, all he has is Trico. And it's only level 5, so all it knows is Pound. I definitely over-prepared. I can take one more of those unless he crits. Okay, we're good. Can I take one more? I don't want to risk it. Okay, let's switch to Swampy. Let's just be safe. Oh. Missed you in the debate scene. I don't. I thought about going back, to be honest, recently. I was like, maybe I could go back on, like, easier terms or something. And then I had one rough conversation with somebody in a chat. And I was like, no. This is exactly why I don't like this. So 10 out of 10, second best game since Power Wash Simulator. You may say I'm very cool and play very cool games. We have very different tastes. Your taste is very similar to Dr. Ben's. I know Dr. Ben loves Power Wash Simulator and stuff like that. Okay. We'll go back, do that whole interaction down at Littleroot Town, and then once we get back up into Oldale Town, prepare to go off west. We'll call it there for the day. You should keep up with me, fucking... Man, this kid's so annoying. I hate him. I don't remember Brendan being this annoying, but I think he always was, so... Maybe making some LGBT videos, might get into debating, not sure. I enjoyed the convos, though. Honestly, I've been a little conflicted. I want to make a video maybe about, like, my surgery and everything, but I really fear that video will be successful because people know me talking about trans stuff. And I just don't want to be a trans creator. I don't want to get locked into an algorithm that expects me to produce trans content. Like, it feels almost as objectifying as being, like, an OnlyFans creator. And, like, obviously sex work is work. But, like, it has a very similar vibe. And so I just, like... I don't know. It just feels gross. And I'm not sure I want to subject myself to that. Because the algorithm is just really, like, once you start making a kind of content, it really locks you in. It's like, oh, this is what you do now. And I just don't want to be a part of that, you know? Like I want to be able to talk about those things, but I want to be able to talk about those things and not have it be all I can talk about in the algorithm. And I don't think that's a realistic possibility. Like I think if it's going to be one or the other, and if it has to be that way, I would rather do the things that make me happy and I have fun doing, and to be a trans person who talks about my experiences through that all, but like it doesn't make it a focus, you know? So I don't know. I've had mixed feelings about it, and I'm definitely very like in a position where I'm like trying to keep my mind open to just kind of following my gut and like following my inspiration right now, and not really like, limiting myself to what I should be doing, what's going to be good for content or what's going to be good for the algorithm. I just kind of want to like make what I feel like making and hit a groove, and wherever that takes me just let that be, you know? Um okay. All right, chat. Wait, do we need to talk to this guy? Yeah, okay, no. He's not going to block us anymore. All right, let's save. All right, I had fun. Thank you guys for hanging out with me for my little art stream and Pokemon. Um, uh, yeah, I know Steph Sunyati went through that. I used to be a big fan of hers, but I totally get why, especially now, why she why she tried to break free from that. Anyway, it's been fun. I'm gonna go eat this grilled cheese and hang out with my partner. Has fun. Talk to you guys later. Bye. Oh, well, you think I would have been more prepared to just hit the